Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Whenever someone introduces you so beautifully as a TEDx speaker, it sounds very impressive. It sounds intellectual. It sounds philosophical also. It sounds like you have somehow figured life out. Let me clarify something to you right now at this beginning. After 30 years of working with international organizations across India and across the world, I can confidently tell you one thing for sure. Most of us are still figuring life out. We don't know it. Okay? In fact, if any one of you in the audience has already figured life out and you're 21 and above or below, please meet me after this talk. I'll take some advice from you. Okay? Thank you very much. And right now, like I look at all this audience and all of you engineers here, ready to step onto the new world, but somehow something is interesting. All of you, same classes, same college, you will step out also with the same degrees. Some of you will lead teams in the future. Some of you will probably already started thinking of building companies. Some of you will probably change technologies, which will change industries. And the difference between those futures will be decided now and immediately, right? And it will be shaped by something deeper. Who are you becoming along the way from now? Let me tell you something I learned very early in my career. I was sitting in a meeting room, actually it was a board meeting with an international group of company as well as local business partners, and a serious meeting was going on. Interesting people, very highly knowledgeable, experienced, and the serious meeting discussion was actually chaired by me. And when the decision time was up, they all started looking at each other undecided, and then they looked at one person in the room. And this one person was not the intellectual one in the room. He was the one they trusted most. That is the important and most important lesson which stayed with me for very long. So I must tell you, and that day I learned something which is going to continue to stay along with you. So remember, building trust is more important than anything else. Degrees will help you get careers. Character will help build confidence and your competence. Okay. Now, sometimes it feels like every Indian family has at least one engineer in their family, right? In some families, there are two engineers. Maybe there are some of you here. One actual engineer and one a backup engineer, just in case one of them decided to become a startup founder. Now, here is the interesting question. If millions of engineers are actually graduating every year from India, why do only few of them go on to become leading companies, making organizations, or building technologies? Because knowledge alone is not enough. Leadership requires a lot more. And over the years, I discovered three things that make all the difference. Okay, the first is character. Your degree may open many doors for you, but your character decides how you walk through those doors. Character is about responsibility, integrity, and actually the courage to take decisions when things look uncertain. Skills may get you hired, but character is what will make people trust you. The second is communication. Most and many intelligent people remain in their careers where they are because they cannot express their ideas and share with them with others. They cannot lead people along with them, therefore. So leadership is not just knowing what to do. It's also about helping others to see clearly what must be done and how it can be done. One day you may lead teams, you may manage organizations, you may build companies. And when that happens, your success will not depend only on what you know. It will depend on whether people can understand you, people can trust you, and move with you. Communication, therefore, is not decoration. It is not an ornament. Communication is the leadership. The third important thing I learned is about being solution oriented. It's very important in organizations, and therefore there are many people who are actually problem finders in organizations, or the ones who only conform with the policy procedures. They can tell you why something will fall, or something will fail, or something will not work, why something cannot be done. Now, and then sometimes they are actually very intelligent people and rational. But organizations, remember, do not grow through people who can only explain problems. They can grow because of people who can actually answer a different question, which is how can we make this work despite the challenges and overcome them and find ways to find solutions. Many years ago, actually, Steve Jobs, as you all know, said something that stayed with me for a very long time. He said, the people who are crazy enough to believe that they can change the world are the ones who actually change the world. Now, when we hear that line, it's quite inspiring, but there is a deeper meaning in that. The people who change the world are not always the smartest people, remember that. And they are not the ones who decide early enough what they're going to become. But then they start behaving like that person who they will become in the future. And they start working from before, long before the world recognizes them. That thought stayed with me for many, many years from what Steve Jobs said. Because eventually, life asks all sorts of questions to you. And one question which will remain with you always, and you should keep practicing and thinking about it time to time, is who are you becoming on the way? And that question came back to me again after many years of corporate life. From the outside, things looked great: leadership, roles, boardroom meetings, foreign country visits, domestic visits, large organization, many people reporting. But inside, another question was slowly growing. What now? Do I continue doing the same thing because it's same thing and I can keep it doing like that, right? Again and again. It's no brainer anymore. Or do I begin another chapter with more intention, newer learning, newer phase of my life? That was the moment when one chapter of my life actually ended, which was working in one organization. And another one began. I started something on my own, a firm called the Fortitude Keystone, a leadership intelligence firm. Not because I wanted to simply make more money, and not because I was tired of organizations, but because I realized something very important. Everything I learned about leadership, decisions, and organizations and how they can succeed could actually help more leaders think clearly. And that became my second beginning. I actually work with a lot of startup founders now. Now, your journeys will look very different as you all move out of this college. Some of you will build careers to begin with. Some of you will start companies. Some of you will create technologies that shape the future. Now, let me tell you something about that nobody explains clearly when you graduate. Your career will change many a times, but the person you're going to become quietly follows you everywhere. And whatever path you take, one question will always remain important. Not just what am I building, but something deeper. Who am I becoming as I am building? So before you leave this room today, before you walk out of the college in a world full of opportunity, competition, and huge uncertainty, pause yourself and take a moment every now and then and ask yourself one simple question: who am I becoming? Because 10 years from now, or maybe 5 years, 8 years, 10 years from now, someone may read a story about you in the papers, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, success stories about you. And that story will not be decided by your degrees alone. It will be shaped by your character, how you're grooming yourself. And believe me, character is different from personality a little bit. Huh? So your degree will shape your career, but your character will shape your life. And the person you're becoming today is quietly building that future for you to live in tomorrow. Thank you.